What's happening, everybody? It's Friday. It's Friday afternoon. We had the weigh-ins late last night because it is an Australia card. They are on Australia time, so I think the weigh-ins were happening around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, my time, early this morning. And everybody made weight except for Shane Young. So it looks like we've got all the fights are going to be on. We're going to be ready to watch 12 fights here on Saturday. Looking forward to this pay-per-view card, looking forward to the undercard, looking forward to stacking cash tickets like flapjacks, and I'm looking forward to cashing a greasy four-leg parlay this week. 3 out of the 4 legs the last 2 weeks. We've been close. Last week we had Thiago Moises pull a quit job in the second round and refused to get up and refused to get out of a situation he could have easily gotten out of. That sunk my PrizePicks play for the week. That sunk the greasy 4-leg parlay because all 3 of the other legs hit. Man and Fierro by decision. Under 3.5, or the fight doesn't go to decision for Gane and Spivak. And the first leg, I believe, was... I don't even remember what the first leg was, but it doesn't matter because we need to cash all 4 in order to cash this thing. So I'm looking to hit this thing this week. We are going to build this one on DraftKings this week because I had actually built this on a different site before, and it was a better price. But the Gabriel Miranda money line, which is going to be the first line of this parlay, is really getting hit right now. There's a lot of steam coming in on it. So it went from like plus 130 on a lot of books down to plus 114. So we lost some value off of this parlay. But that's the first line that we're going to do here. It is going to be the Gabriel Miranda money line. Shane Young's never missed weight in the UFC, not once. So this is a problem. There's probably something wrong with him. It's always a massive red flag whenever a veteran of the sport misses weight for the very first time. He's probably going to lose this fight. There's probably an injury. He probably hasn't been able to do the necessary road work in order to be conditioned properly for this fight. And Gabriel Miranda is a guy who, if you are drained, if you are injured, he's going to come out blasting like Yosemite Sam. He's got 15 career wins by submission, 13 of those in the very first round, and he's knocked out a guy in the first round as well. So Miranda's going to bring pressure. He's going to bring pace, and if Young's not 100%, he's not going to be able to deal with that. So I could not only see Gabriel Miranda getting a finish here against Shane Young, who's notoriously hard to finish, and he's never been submitted. But I could also see Miranda putting a pace on him and just winning the rounds of this fight simply due to the fact that Young, I don't know why he missed weight, but he looked like trash on the scales, ladies and gentlemen. And I was already leaning towards Gabriel Miranda as a great dog play this week. So this is a great way to fatten up the odds of this parlay by making the very first leg plus money. So leg number 1 of this week's greasy 4-leg parlay is going to be the Gabriel Miranda money line. Leg number 2 is going to be the Nasrat Haqparast Landon Quinones fight goes to decision, goes the full 15 minutes here. If I bring up my prop template, which is available on your Uncle Weezy's Patreon, the link to the Patreon is in the description. We have all the analytics and statistics for over-under betting on this template, right? And that is not, okay, yeah, Haqparast Quinones fight goes to decision at minus 120. That is a 54.55% implied probability on that betting line. 49.23% of lightweight fights go to decision, so we're overpaying by about 5.32%. But it's very important to note, Landon Quinones is making his UFC debut here. So, there could be some nerves, could be an adrenaline dump. There could be a number of reasons why Landon doesn't look as good as he normally does. Hostile crowd, long trip to Australia, UFC debut, potential adrenaline dump, a lot of stuff going on. But he is up a weight class here, so he didn't have a very difficult weight cut. And Nasrat Haqparast is not a finisher at the UFC level. 8 of his 10 UFC fights have went to the scorecards. He's got some knockdowns, but he really doesn't have finishing equity up at this level. The only guy that he did finish was Joaquim Silva, and he was finished by Drew Dober in the first round of one of their fights. So other than Drew Dober finishing him, 8 out of 9 of his fights have seen the scorecards. So, and Quinones is a tough dude. He's a good fighter. So, when we're seeing only a 54% implied probability for the fight going to decision according to the betting line, but we can see that Nasrat Haqparast has been to decision 80% of the time in a 10-fight sample size, we're getting an underpriced line here. This should probably be a little more juiced. I think people think that just because Haqparast is minus 500, that he's going to go out there and finish this guy. But you got to remember, he's minus 500 but because Quinones is a short notice replacement up a weight class, making his UFC debut. But it doesn't make Haqparast a finisher. He's not a finisher at this level. So just because you're looking at a guy in Quinones who's never been finished as a pro. He did get triangle choked by Jason Knight in the Ultimate Fighter House, but that is not Nasrat Haqparast's game, ladies and gentlemen. I think the Quinones won't be out of his depth on the feet here. So I do like this fight going to decision, minus 120. That's leg number 2. So we're going to go up here to fight props here on DraftKings Sportsbook. And we're going to go to Nasrat Haqparast versus Landon Quinones. Yes, minus 120. That brings our parlay up to plus 292 here. Leg number 3, Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week. Justin Tafa, the money line at minus 205 on DraftKings Sportsbook. When we put that money line into the parlay, Justin Tafa minus 205. That brings us up to plus 483 here. I don't like Austin Lane at this level. His striking is very, very sloppy. He relies on his athleticism to win fights, but he is slow when he's punching. He is very loopy. He is not direct to the target, and he's predictable. It's a 1-2 over and over and over again. The one really isn't meant to land or do any damage, so all Tafa needs to do is watch that 2. Once he gets the timing on it, he's going to get in that pocket, land a big shot, and probably destroy this dude in the very first round. Austin Lane has been knocked out in all 3 of his professional losses. So this is a spot where I really do like Tafa to go in there, get the job done. I don't think that Austin Lane is really going to have any wrestling and grappling upside at this level either. Trying to take down a guy like Justin Tafa can be very difficult. I mean, he's built like a fire plug. He's wider than he is tall. These guys are very difficult to get down. They have great balance. So I think that this is going to stay standing, and I think the much better and much more powerful technical striker in Justin Tafa easily gets the job done, wins it by first round knockout. I think he shaves the ass of Austin Lane here, and that Lane is going to get served. So the third leg, minus 205 on the money line for Justin Tafa. And as always, with that fourth leg, I like to provide you guys an opportunity to hedge out by taking the other side, which will be a big plus money side. Leg number 4, the Manel Kopp money line, minus 410 here. That brings the parlay up to plus 626 here on DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm going to be putting a half unit on it. The Manel Kopp bet is pretty self-explanatory. This is a guy who's top 3 in the division right now. He hasn't been able to get fights. He hasn't been able to get to the cage. All of his opponents are pulling out. Kai Kara France pulled out. Alex Perez pulled out. Another guy missed weight. I forget who that was. Might have been Schnell. This guy cannot get to the cage because nobody wants to fight him. And this kid, Dos Santos, he figured he'd step up and do the UFC a favor. He took his shortcut instead of trying to get a win Contender Series, which he probably could have got rebooked. His opponent had to pull out of the fight, and then they offered him this fight in Australia against a killer like Manel Kopp. I just don't see Kopp not getting the job done here. He's so explosive. He's such a great moment winner. And this guy, Dos Santos, is not defensively sound in the ways that Pantoja and Nicolau were in being able to deal with Manel Kopp here. So the leg 4 of this parlay for Manel Kopp, minus 410, brings us up to plus 626 on DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's cash this one. We've been 3 out of 4 legs the last 2 weeks. I'm sick of that happening. This one comes in at plus 626. We need to cash this one. One more thing that I have for you guys, my PrizePicks play of the week. So PrizePicks play this week is going to be, they're giving you a free square here. Dak Prescott, 0.5 passing yards. So we're going to click that, and we want the over. We think that he's going to go over 0.5 passing yards here. So I'm very confident in that. This is a free square. So we're going to take Dak Prescott, and then we're going to go up here to MMA. And there we go. The next play that we're going to do is we're going to go to fantasy score up here. And we're looking at Shane Young, fantasy score of 91.5 points. We want less than that. Let me bring up my PrizePicks analytics for you guys here. And I'll bring them over to this page. Shane Young's a featherweight. So we're going to go to the featherweight division here. We're going to zoom in a little bit on this page so you guys can see these numbers. And what I can do now on these analytics pages that I've built, where I have every fight that's happened in the featherweight weight class since 2013, is I can determine how many times on PrizePicks a fighter goes over or under 91.5 fantasy points. So you see right here, PP fantasy score, 3 rounds, over under times the fantasy score. So we can see here at 91.5 points, 60% of the winners score over 91.5 points, and only less than 1% of the losers. I think there's a high percentage chance that Shane Young loses this fight. And if he does, there's virtually no chance. As you can see, only 5 out of 553 losers have scored over 91.5 fantasy points. Now, 60% of the winners do, but right now, Shane Young is about 60% implied to win this fight. So if you take the 60% of winners, 0.6040, and we multiply it times the money line for him to win the fight, which he's about 60% implied. We'll just call it 60%. That's about a 36% chance that he covers that number. If you take the expected win percentage, multiplying it by the 60.4% of the fighters that actually get that number or more when they win a fight, and then you multiply it by the chance that he loses the fight, and then you multiply that times the percentage of that the losing fighter gets over that number, you're looking at maybe like a 33% chance. So I think this is a good number here. And then the other line that I want to give you is going to be the Israel Adesanya under 120.5 fantasy points. So with this one, we're not doing a flex play. We're doing the power play. We want to hit all 3 of them. And you can see there, $20 entry will win you 100. So it's a 5-to-1 payout. If you hit this is a very good payout. Now, let me show you in my advanced stats here, which are also available on Uncle Weezy's Patreon, link in the description. It's a great way to support my work, and it's a great way to make you a better, because everybody else is selling their opinion out there. All I'm giving you is just all the facts, right? And I have all the statistics. I have the UFC histories and pre-UFC histories for every fighter on the card. You can look at their stats side by side, and you can also look at their stats, fight by fight here. And this is Israel Adesanya's history. And I've highlighted all the rows there. They're all in blue of the fights that have been scheduled for 5 rounds for Israel Adesanya. And in those fights, it's this BS row here. You can see under PP, 111.6, 57.6, 101, 97, 107, 52, 120, 57.8, 123, and 129.4. On PrizePicks, they need 120.5 points. So he's only scored that twice in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In 10 fights that have been scheduled for 5 rounds, he's done that twice, a 20% chance. Then we can also look at the PrizePicks analytics sheet that I was just showing you, right? And if we go to that, I can go to the 185-pound weight class. I can go to PrizePicks, fantasy points, 120.5. In 5-round fights in the UFC in the middleweight division, only 20 out of 65, or 30%, of the winners are scoring more than 120.5 points. And Israel Adesanya is only doing it 20% of the time. So, yeah, there's definitely a chance that because Sean Strickland is a pressure fighter, he might walk onto something. Israel might sleep him early and get that 120.5. But what we're really trying to do is we're really trying to find outcomes on PrizePicks that are being listed at 50-50. And we're trying to find the ones that are really going to happen 70% of the time, 80% of the time even. And that's what I'm looking at for the under here. So we can take that free square now that we have on PrizePicks, Dak Prescott over 0.5 passing yards, and we can compare it now with Shane Young under 91.5 fantasy points and the Israel Adesanya under 120.5 fantasy score. 1 unit wins you 5. I think this is a great play. That is the official PrizePicks play for this week. So we've got a greasy 4-leg parlay checking in at plus 626, and we've got a 3-legger on PrizePicks 5-1 that will hopefully pay us 5 units for a 1-unit investment. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. 28 of you hanging out live in here with me right now. Do me a favor, smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we're going to have some very interesting PrizePicks content coming out on probability with my guy Brady once this prop template is fully built here, and I'm going to go and start trying to build it like right now after I go to the gym. So looking for some new interesting content here. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, and please consider joining the Patreon, because that's how you support the work that I'm doing here on YouTube for free for you guys. And that's what really allows me to be able to come here and put in that work every single week, are the people that support me on the Patreon. So, and by the way, if you are on the Patreon, look at the Patreon right now. I've got the stats for the Fiziev versus Gamrot card, which is over 2 weeks out. So you can start doing early research on that. Some really interesting fights. Fiziev versus Gamrot, Bryce Mitchell versus Dan Ige. We got Rodriguez versus Watterson, which is a rematch. We've got Brian Battle versus AJ Fletcher. Ricardo Ramos versus Charles Jordan. We got Dan Argueta versus Miles Johns. Tim Means versus Andre Fialho. We got Jacob Malkoon coming out against Cody Brundage, my guy. And we've got Usman versus Fat Collier. Is going to be a heavyweight fight. That should be a really fun one. And then we got Mizuki Inoue versus Goldie. And we got Tamires Vidal versus Montserrat Rendon, who will be making her debut. So, yeah, if you're on the Patreon, check out those stats. They're now available, ready to go. And let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. My guy, Keep It Cool, in here saying, "Oi, Weezy, just here to pray for the parlay. I'm handing out free prayers all day. Dude, I'll take all the prayers I can get. You guys, pray for your Uncle Weezy. Let's hit this one. Plus 626. Let's hit it. Let's hit this PrizePicks play. Let's watch Tafa go out there and shave ass. Let's have a really good week this week." And Lou Betya, my guy in the room, saying, "Oi! Any parlay on this card is greasy. Good luck, Weezy." Dude, it took me a while to come up with this one today. This is a rough week. It's a rough week to put together a four-leg parlay, but we did it, and we got a good PrizePicks play here too. Papa Chuck saying, "Hell yeah." What's up, Papa Chuck? Thank you for hanging out in here, brother. We got Remdog in the room saying, "Oi!" What's up, Remdog? Definitely a Patreon member there. We got Kevin saying, "Oi, UFC 293 is almost here. Let's go. Let's get it, Kevin. Thank you for checking in." Antonio Esparza saying, "Oi, what's up, Unc?" Ready to go, man. It's Friday. Ready to watch some fights tomorrow. Ready to hit the gym right now. And looking forward to stacking them high this weekend, Antonio. We got TH in the room saying, "Oi, glad to see you, Weezy. Glad to see you in here, brother." Remdog saying, "Let's go Fight Night Australia. Let's do it." We got the Maryland Terrapin in the room saying, "First leg was ass shaving the week." The third leg. Justin Tafa is the ass shaving of the week. First leg. Oh, yeah. First leg from last week was the ass shaving of the week. Volkan Ozdemir. Thank you. Yeah, that was the leg that I forgot about. Yes. Thank you. Tone Miggins in the room. Pub Sports Radio's very own saying, "Let's go." We got Brandon Stelly saying, "Do a shoey for Tui off of like a flip-flop or something." Yeah, man, I don't have any beer in the house right now, and I don't do shoeies because I drink good beer. But I'm gonna let the professionals do what the professionals do, and if Tai Tuivasa wins that fight against Volkov, man, um, boy, and a sweaty bet that I actually like. I like the over 1.5 for that fight. It's scary as fuck to bet an over in a Volkov Tuivasa fight, but I think that one's going to go over 7.5 minutes. Just didn't have the balls to do it. But yeah, I'm going to leave the shoeies to the professionals. We got Stefan Dean Lugmeyer in the room saying, hello, Uncle Weezy. What's up, Stefan? And Michael Martinez saying, let's dominate these bookies. Let's get it, Mike. And Stefan saying, everyone drop a like. I appreciate you, Stefan. Fight Talk only in the room saying, oi, what's up, T.O. Weezy? You look like you're about to stack cash tickets like flapjacks. Let's go. I hope that that's how I look, and I hope that that's how I look after the event tomorrow, like somebody who had already stacked cash tickets like flapjacks. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to hit some of these bets this week. Glenbot in the room. What's up, dude? Another Patreon member who just gave out a really good mistake line. He had Charlie Ratke on one of his books was checking in at something like 25-1 or something. So he smashed it for a big one. Glenbot's one of the real ones, one of the guys that is first people on the prop template. And he's always looking at that prop template, getting great information off of that. So really appreciate the Patreon members in here. Keep it cool. Definitely another one of them as well. Juicy Q saying, we got an air show north of Chicago. My fourth floor condo feels like it's under attack. Oh, man. Yeah, those planes, when they start buzzing your buildings, man, it's amazing how loud they can get. Keep it cool saying, I don't know anything about football, but over 0.5 passing yards seems like he just needs to complete any pass. I'm telling you, I like the over 0.5 passing yards for Dak Prescott. Your Uncle Weezy isn't a professional football handicapper, but I am telling you, over 0.5 passing yards feels very safe. We got my guy Patrick, Addicted to Combat, in the room saying the greasiest show of the week. It is indeed that. Greasy hair, greasy parlays, greasy prize picks play. We're dropping the grease on you guys. And Jenna Marie is in the room. She's saying, I'm at work, but hi, Weezy. Hi to you, Jenna Marie. Rest in peace to Jenna Marie's beautiful Great Dane named Diamond. So sorry for your loss, Jenna Marie, but I promise you that Bootsy Collins will be greeting Diamond there at the bridge and showing him around. I told him to do it myself. So really, really sorry for your loss, Jenna Marie. Keep it cool saying Weezy could launch a show or segment called Better Betters. I like that. I like that alliteration. That is a great name for a show. It's a really good idea. Thank God it's Friday, everyone. Yes, it is. It is Friday. Let's go. We got Remdog saying, been a member of the Patreon since July, and since then have had only one losing week betting the UFC. Truly appreciate you supporting the Patreon, Remdog. That's really how you support your Uncle Weezy, and it means a lot. We got Daniel Covert in the room saying, yo, Weezy, saying, oh, what's up, Daniel? Good to see you hanging out in here. Keep it cool saying Weezy doesn't just have pro wrestler hair. He's going for the build, too. I'm too old, way too old to go for the build. Just trying to get that heart rate. See, my dog, Bootsy Collins, who recently passed away, used to take me for 3 walks every single day. He'd get me up in the morning and be like, hey, come on, let's go for a walk. And then before dinner again, and then before bed again. So it's like all that walking that I was doing, I don't do it anymore because the dog doesn't take me for walks. So it's like I have to get to the gym now. I got to get, some cardio. I got to do some weightlifting and just some light weightlifting. Not like my guy Patrick, Addicted to Combat. What he puts on the bar, I would drop on my throat and I'd be a mute for the rest of my life. So I keep it very nice and easy for workouts that work for a man of my age. Let's just put it that way, man. And Daniel saying, I subscribe to you, dude. Thank you so much, Daniel. Appreciate that, man. And Justin saying, actually, thank God it's WFLPF. Thank God it's Weezy 4-Leg Parlay Friday. Let's get it, Justin. Thanks for hanging out, brother. Daniel Covert saying, I don't like rematches. Yeah, they always play out a little bit different, usually. Usually people get it in their head that the second fight's going to play out just like the first, but a lot of times we see a lot of variance in how the second fight plays out from how the first one played out. Justin Villegas saying, good luck, everyone. And remember, instead, betting on Jung school back and strippers could use help on school supplies, and Dino Buddy's buggies are very expensive. Always sage advice from our guy, Justin Villegas. We got Daniel Covert saying, what's the origin of the shave ass lingo? So yeah, I'll run through that real quick for you, Daniel. When I was in junior high, my gym teacher went by the name of Mr. Pager. When we were wrestling, we had a wrestling segment of gym class, right, where we wrestled for like 2-3 weeks. And he said to us, that these seventh graders that were in there learning how to wrestle, he said, here's the great thing about the sport of wrestling, is that you could be out there getting your ass shaved 13-0, and all you got to do is pin your guy. You turn him, you put him on his back, you pin him, and the fight's over, and you won. So he's like, no matter how badly you're getting your ass shaved, you can go out there and turn that fight around and wind up winning it. And that's the great thing about wrestling. And I remember when he said ass shaved, I found that to be hilarious. And I was looking around the room, and I was the only one that was laughing. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with everybody? He just said you're out there getting your ass shaved, and you don't think that's funny. It's stuck in my head that is a great way it's a great adjective. It's a great phrase to describe losing badly, getting your ass shaved. And it was something that just kind of worked its way into my vernacular from the time I was very young. It always stayed there. And when I figured, it's a great term for describing what happened to a mixed martial artist that lost a fight. For instance, Sergey Spivak got his ass shaved last weekend by Cyril Gane. You're not going to fucking argue that, So that's the origin, Daniel, of that term, and it's just stuck with us. And it was nuggies, not buggies, there for Dino. But yeah, and we got Robert Saladino in the room saying, fight not going the distance, Blood Diamond, Cop, Tafa, and Volkov fights. Yeah, I mean, the Blood Diamond fight I'm not positive about, but yeah, I like all the rest of the three of them. And I mean, I kind of do like the over 1.5 for Volkov to Ivasa, but I do think that somebody gets finished there. Blood Diamond will go the distance, says Daniel. White Russian Shui for vodka. No, thank you, man. Thoughts on, yeah, dude. I mean, obviously, I'm against that. Your Uncle Weezy is definitely against that. That's some weird shit that Izzy is doing there. If that's true, I don't know anything about it though, and I'm staying away from this. Obviously, your Uncle Weezy does not condone having sex with animals ever. That is one of the things that you can always count on when you tune in on this channel, is that Weezy will be against that. All right. So let's just make that very clear. We got Kid Kick in the room saying, Unc, who you got for Rainmakers this week? Remember, no salary cap, more points for finishers. Need 5. Let's see. I would say I would go with Manel Kopp, Justin Tafa, Carlos Ulberg, Israel Adesanya, because I think he does wind up probably getting a finish. And he's going to win. So at least he's going to get you winning points. And, I think actually Miranda is a good way to maybe get a little bit different because of the weight miss for Shane Young. Yeah, thank you, Jenna. Absolutely. Rest in peace, Diamond. Hell yeah, man. Rest in peace, Bootsy. Yes. Yep. Rest in heaven, Bootsy and Diamond, hopefully together till we get there. Damn right. Let's do it. They'll be good friends. Bootsy was a great friendly dog with all dogs of all sizes. Weezy, it's crazy. I agree with you guys. White Russian Shui prefers Russian vodka. Ass shaving like a motivational thing. Nice. I'll add it to my affirmations mirror. It's already on mine, Daniel. We got Detroit Watts saying Sean struggled a lot with that weight cut. He looked horrible. Yeah, but he made it. He did make it. So it's weird, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think Sean should be having tough weight cuts, but yeah, that could be a potential finish for Israel Adesanya, but he's a little bit low volume, so that's why I got him in the under 120 for fantasy score. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Look for me on the watch along tomorrow on Pub Sports Radio, and then look for me Sunday 6:15 Central Time. Stack Diggers with my guy DFS by the numbers on Pub Sports Radio. We'll give you an early look into the next card, which is going to be the Grasso versus Shevchenko card. Interesting fights. Got all the stats already ready for that. And ring a ding ding. My guy Robert Saladino saying no bestialities for Weezy. Thank you for being OG. Truly appreciate the donation, Robert. Thank you so much for donating to the show. It means a lot, brother. Hey, all you guys have a lot of fun watching the fights. I hope that we all stack cash tickets like flapjacks. I hope that we all bathe in the blood of our vanquished DraftKings enemies. And yeah, let's get the job done and make a bunch of money on UFC 293 because it's always so much more fun watching the fights when we do exactly that. Daniel Covert saying, yeah, I only subscribe to anti-bestiality channels, and you can always count on the fact that your Uncle Weezy will be exactly that, anti-bestiality. And then appreciate you, Unc says, fight talk only. And Detroit What says, saying, what was the parlay? The parlay, my friend, Gabriel Miranda's money line at plus 114. The fight goes to decision for Haqparast versus Quinones at minus 120. The Justin Tafa money line at minus 205, and the Manel Kopp money line at minus 410. That currently checks in at plus 626 on DraftKings Sportsbook. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the fights, and we will talk to you soon.